The Muslim Brotherhood has explicitly stated their strategy for Western countries: build Muslim populations through immigration and birth rates, establish Islamic institutions, gain political influence, and eventually implement Islamic law. This isn't conspiracy theory. It's in their own strategic documents. And it's working. Because Western liberals are so paralyzed by guilt and so committed to multiculturalism that they can't recognize a religious political ideology is using their own values against them. Now, let me be very clear about something. I'm not saying all Muslims are engaged in this strategy. Many Muslims who immigrate to the West want to assimilate. They want to embrace Western values, want to leave the oppressive practices of the country that they left behind them. But those Muslims are not the ones driving the agenda. The ones driving the agenda are the Islamic organizations funded by Gulf states, the advocacy groups pushing for Sharia accommodation, the political activists demanding that Western countries change their values to accommodate Islam. And here's where it connects to slavery. The same religious texts that justified 1,400 years of Islamic slavery are still considered holy and authoritative by the vast majority of Muslims. The Quran hasn't changed. The Hadith haven't changed. The legal tradition built on those texts hasn't fundamentally changed. Yes, most Muslims today don't practice slavery, but they also live in countries where secular law prevents it, not where Islamic law has repudiated it on theological grounds. In countries where Islamic law is implemented most strictly, Saudi Arabia, Iran, parts of Nigeria and Sudan, you see practices that would be unthinkable in the West. The treatment of women, treatment of religious minorities, treatment of homosexuals, implementation of corporal and capital punishment. All of this is justified by the same religious texts that justified slavery for over a millennium. So when we're told that importing large Muslim populations into Western countries is just about compassion for refugees or respect for religious diversity, we need to ask, what happens when these populations gain enough political power to start implementing their religious law? We're not talking about abstract theological differences. We're talking about a legal and social system that is fundamentally incompatible with individual liberty, equality before the law, free speech, religious freedom, women's rights, and every other principle that Western civilization is built on.